This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, my good friends in Simracing, are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday to everybody, and I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. Before we even get to the news, what a great weekend I had. We had the Petit Le Mans race on iRacing. And we had a selection of my good friends sharing the car with me in the Ferrari 488 in that race. And we ended up in a cool split. It was a split that was free of any LMPs or GT3 cars. It was an all GTE field, which actually made it perhaps a better race for Petit Le Mans, for Road Atlanta. Had a really good effort, but I just want to say something about racing in an endurance race. It is such a different kind of racing. You're wanting to perform for your teammates. You're wanting to do everything you can to protect the car. If the audio breaking up, I'm guessing it's my internet today. I think I have really crappy internet. I'm seeing a yellow dot on YouTube, which is an indication of a mediocre connection. Excuse me. Everything's fine on my end. I believe it is either YouTube or my internet. I actually think it's my internet because my Twitch was having a hard time firing up this morning as well. But what I'm getting at on the endurance race, we do regular races and, you win some, you lose some, you crash some, you survive some. In an endurance race, all of those factors exist except for you have the added fun, the added pressure, the added element of wanting to perform for your teammates. You run into trouble on the track, and if you're one of 5 or 6 drivers, you take a multiplier, an extra burden on your shoulders, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And everybody who does this, I believe, feels the same way. I don't care if you're talking about Shaun Cole or Max Verstappen. I think that the pressure for your teammates is legit and real. It's a team sport, which is not normally how iRacing is Simracing, racing in general is approached. I want to thank my teammates, Devin Booth, Joe Antonio, Chris Phillips, Shaun Seabrand, and Grant Hendo Henderson. The guys put in the work, they put in the time, they were all ready to go, and everybody performed well. We came in well under the incident quota. I don't think we were ever the reason that a wreck happened. I mean, it takes 2 to tango, of course, but our guys ran clean. We were prepared for the event. Everybody was prepared to be safe and courteous and at the same time fast. Chris Phillips and Shaun Seabrand and Grant Henderson all ran the evening stints, which were added pressure. I want to give a little special shout out to Chris Phillips because Chris Phillips jumped in on the deep end, being fairly new to sim racing, and really, he was the safest driver on our team. He only came out with 2 incidents, licensed up. Really, congratulations to Chris on a job well done. David Grunnell couldn't race because he had an injury. Phil Scrudden couldn't race because he had an injury. We had a handful of other drivers who were going to race, but other problems or life gets in the way, so to speak. But Amir Assad. Amir, I want to thank you tremendously because despite not even running with the team, you still manage the team. You still made sure we had a team registered, a paint scheme ready to go, a practice schedule, a driver lineup and schedule. And even though you didn't race in the race, you were as big a factor. In the end, our day, we started out in 31st place. All this is on a 10-hour video on YouTube if it converted. I didn't look to see if it converted. It should have, though. Started in 31st place, and at one point we were as high up as 10th place with 9th place within sight. I was at the wheel at that moment in time, and then an incident occurred. Had a racing incident with a car. I'll pass blame to the other car, but things happen. And that damage put us on pit lane for just a few lap early pit stop and 11 minutes worth of repair. And by the time all was said and done, we were back in 35th place, many laps down with a car with some damage. And this is where I want to thank my teammates, and I want to pat us all on the back for being such a class act. Not one person on the team said quit. again, the Simpit patron, Simpit pit crew team, time after time, fights through adversity no matter what hour in the race it happens. This was on hour 2 of a 10-hour race. 8 hours of being lapsed down and damaged. And the guys, just everyone stuck to it. And despite a car that was a little ill handling, they just kept putting in the big laps, the good laps, the good laps. And when getting into the top 20 seemed like a huge challenge, we persevered and made it into the top 20. And we just kept going and kept going. And we did have another incident, another 4 or 5 minutes of repair. So in total, I think we spent 15 or 16 minutes on pit lane. And just kept going. It was the Energizer Bunny, right? Just kept going. And believe it or not, after dropping all the way back to 35th place, our team rallied and finished in 11th. And I am so proud of you guys. You know, trophies are wonderful. Podiums are awesome. But having a day like that where you start in 31st, you earn your way back up into 10th, fall all the way back to 35th, only 5 cars behind you on the grid left, and to then come all the way back for an 11th place finish. To me, that is a win-win. I'm proud of you. The Simpit is proud of you. Ricmotech, our sponsor, is proud of you, and what a great time. And if you haven't done an endurance race, I highly recommend it. It's a different type of racing. At times it's boring. You know, you might be waiting 4 or 5 hours to get into the car and you have to keep your energy ready to go, but you want to be there supporting the team. I'll admit it gets boring at certain parts of the race. Being able to if you're doing 2 stints, to do a stint, to come off of that stint, to ground yourself, calm down, regroup, whatever you have to do. Maybe you need to eat, maybe you need to not eat was my case. Maybe you need a shower was my case, something to kind of give you a little pep in the step. But what a great time. Again, Devin, Joa, Chris, Hendo, Shaun, thank you so much. Check out Devin Booth on Twitch. Check out ProSim TNT, that's Shaun Seabrand on YouTube. Check out Amir Assad, our manager, our coach, our inspiration. Amir Assad on YouTube as well. 3 different guys on our team are all streamers, and thank you again. So anyway, I'm gonna get on to the news now, but I had to take a little selfish twist because that was what my weekend was all about. Beyond that, I did do that entire race on the podium base because I like to make sure when I test a wheel that I put it through the paces in real racing environment, not just testing, not just having fun, but when it really counts. The wheel held strong, and with that I finished most of the testing I need for the weekend, most of the filming, and we will be doing the review, writing the review today. So hopefully we'll have that podium wheelbase, DD2 wheelbase review coming fairly soon, and then we can get back to some other things like the Challenger cockpit, which is midway done, and a few exciting other reviews going on here behind the scenes. Some DIY pieces, really kicking it up. I've been telling you guys, I've been warning you, it's coming. It's all starting to come along now. So with that said, let's move on to the news. What's going on in the world of sim racing? And it looks like I'm at the wrong part of my story, so let's go back to the front. First things first, a lot of you guys, I saw a lot of people talking about it. The IRX, the Thrustmaster IRX season opener at Atlanta. This is the big boys in the rallycross world in sim racing. I can't think really of a higher rallycross level series. You can, you've got your WRC 8, you've got your other rally type championships that are going on, but this is sort of the big boys in my opinion, with the big money on the line. Sammy Matty Trogan, never heard of him before. Apparently he's a big hitter. SET Esport is the team he runs with. He beat defending series champion Mitchell DeJong. Mitchell almost can't be beaten. Mitchell can't be beaten till the other day. DeJong finishes in second behind Sammy Matty Trogan as that season and series. I watched a little bit. Look at it. I did watch a clip or two that I saw on YouTube and Facebook, and it looked like, I saw these guys driving these cars, and it does not look like Amir, one more point getting back to our endurance race. 3 of our drivers were actually prepared, practiced, set up, ready to go in the BMW. But when we lost a couple of drivers, we had to dogpile into one car. So 3 of our drivers actually switched last minute from BMW to Ferrari, and that was an extra achievement. Thank you for pointing that out, Amir. The USP 45 Master asks what happened to Martin Merck. That is a great question. We can never count him out. Andreas but he's a young guy with a lot of different hobbies and interests and a lot of talent in a lot of these ways. He was a musician, he was an actor, he was a sim racer, and many other things, and a human being who has to have a job and everything else. So he had a lot of things pulling him in a lot of direction, and so he went away. Then he was going to come back, but then that got diverted. So I talked to him from time to time. He's still very much into sim racing, very much wants to do something for the show still. Just the timing hasn't worked out, so we will continue. Yeah, those seem to asking about 3-month promo codes, which I do have. If you're watching the show and you'd like to try out iRacing, I do have iRacing new member promo codes. Just hit me up, Shaun, SHAUN at thesimpit.com, and I'll get you hooked up. But no, Strati, usually have to wait for Black Friday is the best day to renew. So that's actually coming up. Black Friday is coming up. Mitchie Hoyer in the house. Congratulations, Mitchie Hoyer. Mitchie Hoyer was not going to give a run to World's Fastest Gamer round 2 on R Factor, and I'm not saying that I had anything to do with this, but I was questioning him, like, are you going to do it? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm pretty short on time. Turns out he put in a marathon effort over the weekend and qualified himself into round 2. We see him finish in 7th place. The guy's 6 positions away from the dream entry into McLaren Shadow. Good luck with that coming up this coming weekend, I do believe. Mitchie, well done. Well done. So, all right, so we got a rallycross going on. We have a lot of esports to talk about today, in other words. Project Cars 2, you've got the Logitech G Challenge. You had the finals in the PS4. Here are the winners: X Wolf 1369, the Zebra, the Zebra 94, and Little Regret, Little Regrets. Airstrike 1 Sauce are our winners in the PS4. And let's look at our names. THR, we know that team. Operator, Chonk Taxi, Max A Power Racer 66 Racing made Ruby. So you can see, looking at the PC names on Project Cars, that despite having a PC version, it still has that gamer thing. Look at these gamer names. Gamertag, Gamertag, Gamertag. Kind of blows my mind. Racing. You want to be you. I don't want to wear a jersey that says Chonk Taxi. Actually, I take that back. I'll wear a Chonk Taxi t-shirt. All right. Hey, John Cheel. I see all you guys here. You guys, great crowd in the audience today. I see my stream is back to green, so apparently my internet is stabilized. And thank you for being here and being part of the pit crew talking about sim racing. Monday, Wednesday, and now, again, coming on Fridays. Let's talk about Friday at the end of the show. Don't let me forget that, though. At the end of the show, when we start seeing some sim rigs flashing in front of our screen, so I like to finish with those, let's know that we want to talk about Fridays coming up here. So, Grid. So if you pre-ordered Grid, apparently you can preload the game. So if you want to get it on your system, I don't think you can play it till it's ready, but it allows you to get the download done so that when they do uncork it or open it up, you're not going to be standing in line, which we know can be a hassle. So apparently if you've pre-ordered it, you can preload now at this point. And I believe we might have missed this. I think this came out before we did the Beyond the Sim on Friday, but there was yet another launch trailer, I believe, released. We can do a little Windows audio. Now their audio is going to get us busted, so forget that. Anyway, let's see, what else? I noticed my green screen's doing a little flashy. We are about to optimize. I always tell you guys, and not all of you are patron members, a lot of you are, but the patron money, the patron support that comes to the Simpit, I've always in full disclosure told people that half that money goes to helping me continue to do the show. The other half of the money directly goes into the show, whether it be new microphones. I have a lavalier here for our Twitch feed. We have a decent mic, whether it be webcams, real cams, upgraded to the computers, everything it takes to make this show go better. Just to let you know, we have ordered a second green screen and lighting for the cockpit. And as soon as that upgrade is made, it's going to enable us to optimize this green screen, which has been a multi-use green screen. And I've had to leave it sort of in a no man's land as far as settings. But we're going to work on optimizing some lighting and some other things to make the show better. But again, that is directly in because of the patron group. So I really appreciate all the support that everybody gives the show, which is tremendous and really helps. So thank you. What else? 20 days. We're only 20 days away from the Tokyo Gran Turismo event. Tokyo World Tour 2019 FIA certified GT championships. 20 days to go. Keep that in your calendar because those have been providing pretty good entertainment as well. And certainly one of the premier, in my opinion, esports series that are going on. Excuse me. WRC Esport. LDLC Nexel beats John Armstrong to reclaim the title. These have been the two heads of state when it comes to WRC titles across the board. But in the latest, greatest, it was John Armstrong. You know, he's the guy, he's like, done real-life racing. He's been the official driver for WRC series. He is a very tough guy to beat. And in this case, LDLC Nexel went ahead and, if you guys remember, we've seen these names time after time. But that is now gone on. Another story here at VVB talking about Nexel winning the WRC Championship finale for 2019. So congratulations to him. And you see him with the, there's no amount disclosed on these checks. That's pretty funny. That is funny to me. Is that funny to you guys? Am I missing something here? But what we have here is a giant check without it being a giant check. It's like a giant card that would make you think it's one of those giant checks, but it in fact is not. Yeah, Dave, that would be. If I would throw a Simpit party here in Southern California, and figure out a location to do it somehow. So even if we're not talking a proper sim expo, I would throw a Simpit party. But I'm not sure how many people could actually make it to here for such a thing. We could have an online party. Everyone webcam it up on Discord, and we party. I'd love to do something like that. So we'll keep talking about it. Always open to it. What else? Okay, so McLaren Shadow. We mentioned that Mitchie got his qualifier in for the R Factor 2 Round 2 qualifier. All right, well, I would love to do such a thing. I mean, I think it'd be fun to meet at a go-kart track or an indoor karting center. I think it'd be fun to meet at like Base 51. It'd be a little pricey to sim race for us, but I think it would be worth the money if it was racing against us, if you know what I mean. So we could always do that, totally take over that place. We could always crash a driving school or something. That would be extra pricey. Yeah, Billy Strange would host something up in NorCal, which I'd definitely go up for. The Sim Expo, Simpit Expo. There you go. We might as well brand it and take over. The Simpit Expo. Speaking of Chris Considine, he's calling me right now. That's CXE. That's Base 51. That is my Lemons teammate. And things are coming along on that. I'm going on a trip on the 22nd. Just a one-day trip. Should I talk about it? I don't know. I'm flying up to Monterey and acquiring a Porsche 924 that is going to be a team, a Lemons Lucky Dog chump car entry for me and a few other people. This is happening. This is official. That's probably why Chris is calling me. Might have been about working a trade show or something. Anyway, McLaren Shadow, moving on to Forza Motorsport. Qualifiers are now open, And then they tease being able to play with some of those new toys in Forza Horizon 4. But yeah, the Forza Motorsport qualifiers are now open. You can register through the Forza Motorsport Forza website, then enter the in-game event. I think that, hey, North Road, thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. Let's see if our thing's going to work today. I swear nothing ever works like it's quite supposed to. We'll see. Anyway, whatever happened. Yeah, my UK, nope, it didn't happen, Sim Contender. I was on the line. I was ready to go, and now it didn't happen. So, yeah, nope, no UK trip this year. No Euro trip this year. Maybe 2020. Anyway, McLaren Shadow. So again, you can get in on that. I would encourage you guys, these Shadow entries, you might be sitting there thinking, oh gosh, I can't make it. I mean, and that it could be a very legitimate thought for a lot of us. But again, these are the most cutthroat, awesome competitions because it's an online leaderboard that you can see where you stand against others. Granted, maybe we're not going to make top 30. Maybe we're not going to make top 20 or top 10 and make it into the competition. However, maybe you find yourself in 99th out of 2,000 people and you're like, I'm a lot faster. I might not be esport level, but I'm a lot faster than I thought I would. So please, go give it a shot. See where you do in the in-game Forza Motorsport McLaren Shadow entry. Send me screenshots, and I will make you the star of the show. Stuart, who's Belma? I'm not. Is that her name? I thought her name was Sinem, if I'm not mistaken. I might not be saying that correctly, but I'm trying. Yeah, so I don't know, but yes. Okay, what else? Formula 1, 6 days, 6 hours, 46 minutes, 4 seconds away from the 2020 Event 4 qualification. Hey, Simracing Source, thank you very much. Keeping the wheels turning here at the Simpit. Like I said, everything we get in right now, we're still in investment mode. Investing in the show, making the show better, I still want better webcams, I want better lighting still. There's a lot to be done to make things better. Eventually we'll get to the point where we try to hire some people to do some other tasks and help out behind the scenes and be able to produce more content. That would be the main goal, and those days are coming eventually. So anyway, mark that in your calendar as well. 6 days, 6 hours, 46 minutes away from the 2020 Event 4 qualification for next year's eSport. Because, before the 2019 series is going to, I believe they do 3 races. We've seen those 2 rounds. I think, isn't the next one 4 races? And is that already the end of the season? Or is it 3 and then 4? I can't remember. Belma Nadarivic. Yeah. I want to go anywhere that'll let me drive on a real track. That's my job and goal number 1. Every time. If I have an opportunity to drive on track, I'm taking it. Period. End of story. That's the way it's got to be. All right. A couple funny stories. I think I mentioned this before, but just another shot at looking at it. The Switch officially licensed Mario Kart racing wheel. There you go. If you want to do some Switch racing, it even comes with a little pedal set. Comes in 2 different color schemes, it looks like. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think if I want a Mario wheel, I almost want the brighter, dorkier looking one like this than the trying to be cooler red and black that just doesn't. Let's see. Oh, actually, so that's the DX version. The DX is $136.99, that black and red. What's the difference? Does that mean it actually has force feedback? I can't tell. Just standard model and other being more expensive deluxe model. Oh, I'm not sure what that really means. But yeah, anyway, pretty funny. You can get the cheapo one, the Hori Nintendo wheel for only $59. Anyway, if you have a Switch and you need one, perhaps that's the way. Sinem Timur. Yeah, see, thank you. Thank you, Tim. That's what I thought. Feel VR, nothing. Mad Cats, nothing. I got a Mad Cats wheel once, and it literally, I put it on my rig and gave it a yank this way, and on the second turn, it went, and that was the end. Black and red is the Hori Apex. No, the Hori Apex is this one, I believe. Ooh, we've gone into a world I don't want to be in. All right, anyway, if you're looking for a Switch wheel, there actually are Mario Kart wheels available. Train Valley 2 has just released its Passenger Flow DLC via Steam. Never even heard of this, but I know we have a lot of train operators. We learned that proper wording the other day. Are we just throwing out names? Are we just throwing out names of wheels, or did I miss something here? It's an entry drug. Yes, it's a gateway drug. It's exactly what it is, Dave Blair. Here's your gateway drug. This is how you get kids hooked on sim racing. You give them Mario Kart on their Switch. You buy them this little $59 wheel, and all of a sudden they're watching Formula One, and then they're like, what? What is this Assetto Corsa? What is this R Factor 2 or iRacing? It's our gateway. Exactly. It's very important. You know, we clown them. But if you think about it in those terms, well pointed out, this is very important if you think about it. Oh no, a turn! Anybody watch Friday's show? Oh no, a turn! Train Valley 2 Passenger Flow DLC now available. So again, if you have that game, you can check that out on Steam. New addition to GTA Online. I only mention it. Well, there's two reasons I mention it. I have a story that's related to this as well. But this is the Anis, the Anis Hellion 4x4 Ventures, and a new car and stuff for Grand Theft Auto, which they just are never done with, which is awesome. I think there's a couple other cars as well, but they just keep making that sim better. WRC 8 October 3rd update released. Balances the career mode and adds difficulty for each season. This was actually on the 3rd, but I don't remember talking about it. I must have, but in case we missed it, I just want to remind you there was a 3rd update to WRC 8, which I need to get hip to that as well. What else? Get ready for the next eSport WR season with WRC 8. So we just watched and saw the big check, right? We just saw the big checks, but now we are moving on already into the next season, and WRC being the official game, and the 5th season is going to start up in January 2020. Can you believe that we are only 3 months away from January? January 2020 is around the corner. So 4th season is offering a winner. So that guy, that LDLC Texel, he won an Infiniti i20. Remember? See, that was the Hyundai i20 Coupe was the check. That's the amount on the check. Hyundai i20 Coupe versus second gets a WRC official watch. And 3rd position gets a WRC gaming station. I would say that's a pretty big difference in prizes there. Anyway, next season is coming in just a couple months. Getting back to what we were saying about Grand Theft Auto. Former Rockstar dev, Rockstar being the makers of Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, aren't those two Rockstar titles? Has now joined Forza Horizon 5 team at Playground Games. Playground Games being that small shop that Turn 10 acquired in order to have them, Playground Games, be the ones who actually make Forza Horizon 5, utilizing the content and some of the physics and things from Forza Motorsport. Turn 10, Dan Grenewalt, continues to be the lead in charge of Forza Motorsport, allowing those assets to go to the Horizon title. So they now have brought somebody over from one of the greatest multiplayer game companies, Rockstar, to be part of the Forza Horizon 5 team. So that is a good thing. I think that's a great thing. You can get your own watch. Yeah, I hear you. Big Ben has just announced the grand final of the 2019 Esport WRC powered by Hyundai. So just more and more talk as changing the guard, I guess. We're switching sims and looking forward to the next season and year there. Article here, how esport is shaping the next generation of Formula One. Now, I didn't read the article. This is at Drive Tribe. I did see a couple things mentioned, but one thing, and I'm not sure if this is exactly the angle they were taking, but one angle that immediately occurred to me. This weekend, if you watched other broadcasts of the Petit Le Mans, you would have noticed that Team Redline had their big guns in the race. So you had the team of Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Rudy Van Buren streaming their race as Team Redline and running in the top split, having problems, and I think finishing in second place with a beat-up car in their case. These are not only real-life Formula... And so what I'm getting at with this is, how much has Formula One changed? You think of those two guys. These are two of the superstars, Max Verstappen in particular, superstars of Formula One, who are not just dabble in or not just endorse sim racing, but compete at it at the highest level. To be in the top split and finish second is huge. I mean, that's monster level. And they're doing this during the current Formula One season. And they stream their activities online. So how is esports shaping the next generation of Formula One? Well, esport and Formula One are becoming synonymous. Sim racing and Formula One are becoming synonymous. When we talk about esport bubble and how, Counter-Strike might one day find that they're not getting a return on investment. Well, you know what? There are very few real-life military guys selling the military by being in Counter-Strike compared to the Max Verstappen and Lando. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying not to the same level of the Max Verstappen, Lando Norris's doing the same thing here. You're looking at like Igor Fraga, who's doing it, coming through the ranks of real-life racing as he is a GT Academy, dead ringer. So it is a different parallel to other esports. It is changing. Look at a Nikki theme. And I defy a lot of people to name me another Blancpain driver, right? Or is he Blancpain? I know he's in the Aston. I know he just won a big race this weekend. Is that Blancpain or a different series? But regardless, whatever series it is, that's my point. I can't name another driver from that same series, but Nicky Thiem I can. And yes, I'm a sim racer, but he has an online presence. He has a fan base that extends beyond the normal road racing fan base. So this is going to change the future of all motorsports, as somebody can become a fan favorite because of their media presence online. Their fan base could follow them from online to real life. And WEC, thank you, Brad. So anyway, that's right. He's always an endurance guy. That's right. Not always, but he had teammates. So that's my take on this. You can check out their take at Drive Tribe on that same topic. Eurosport talking about Baldy edging closer to the eSport WTCR Oscaro title as M1 RA team wins twice. So Gergo Baldy, that's a name you should know at this point. Zoltan Scudi, is that the brother, or is that the one who's in the F1 eSport as well, as we watch to see how many guys can do multiple sims? Anyway, congratulations to them as that eSport series. So, check this out. Gfinity. I've warned you of Gfinity and the impact they're having behind the scenes on the esport world. Getting very embedded into some of the biggest, best things. Gfinity inks a production deal, get ready for this, for F1 esport for online reality show. So are we talking like Big Brother F1 esport? Is the 2020 season, or who knows when this would start? Are you going to make all these guys live in a house and then eliminate one guy each week in true like online reality show fashion? Are we going to see the behind the scenes conflict? Are we going to create and manufacture fake conflict? Are we going to have to see like two of the quiet, mellow guys like a Bono Hui fight a Brendan Lay because their tempers can't necessarily even, I don't know. I just saw this title and I thought, oh, this could get good. This could get crazy. No idea. If you want to check it out, this is at London Southeast, lse.co.uk under news. But interesting concept. Talk about a sim expo. We should do it at a sim expo and make them live in a bubble where we can all watch them do it and they can't see us. Mitchie's not sure if he wants to see that. Yes, but we're going to be like even more in their face spatial. They're going to be sitting there with like 23 hours of nothing to do and 1 hour of competition. And the other 23 hours is when everybody drinks a little too much, starts throwing furniture in the pool. You know the routine. All right, I'm a huge fan of Simracing System, so I'll give them a quick shout out real quick. Simracing System, if Millie and I, we talk on the Beyond the Sim. You bought a sim, and now what are you going to do with it, right? What are you going to do? You race the AI? You're going to do the career mode? You're going to find some obscure league to run in? SRS has been the answer for Assetto Corsa and Race Room as well, but mainly as Assetto Corsa. And it gives that league environment, makes it very easy for people to meet up. SR Leagues is a new website that is doing very similar things. So you now actually do have an alternative to them. So I'm seeing this at simracer.es, but I did go to their website, and it's Sim Racing Manager, SR Leagues, online racing manager, and your race room racing system. So this is very similar to SRS, but doing it strictly for race room. And if you want to get into some league type environment, you might want to find out like what type of championships they're running and see if it suits the content you own. They even made it look kind of race room. That looks totally race room-esque, doesn't it? Yeah, it's totally UFC meets GT Academy. Mitchie, I agree. I don't know if it's scripted, but I do believe they manufacture drama. So anyway, this could be a good option for people, just like to let you know where you can race. Looking for a job. Now this one, it says the contract is volunteer. But this is Crash Team Racing, CTR Manager by Imperium Gaming. And they're looking for somebody. I'm not looking for a volunteer. If you want to volunteer, maybe you should hit up me at the Simpit, Shaun at thesimpit.com. I'd love to have some help around here, so maybe you could be our community manager. Always looking for moderators, behind the scenes help, that kind of stuff. Sure. Or you can check out this posting here at hitmarkerjobs.com. Crash Team Racing Manager. There you go. What else? Simrace hardware news and reviews and blog talking about a new set of magnetic shifters available for the Fanatic. I thought I read an article somewhere. That's why I don't always cover these, because sometimes it's not as simple as that. These are the Asher ones. Yeah, okay, well, maybe. All right, what else? Sorry about that one. Ooh, this story's not happy. Automobilista 2 new racing series confirmed and development update. Rseat Studios has published this is at Speed Maniacs, by the way, has published for interested sim racer more information about AMS2, including 3 videos and new screenshots, and gives an outlook on near future. How are they not coming up on my radar? I thought I had Automobilista. Sorry, you guys. I need to make sure I add Automobilista to my Sims sites. I don't know. After the format, I don't think that one's been coming up. Sorry, forgive me. I would have had the raw footage of the video and shots. We'll have to make sure we get that for Wednesday's show. That's how you'll know I'm doing my job well, if I actually do. So check this out. I saw this picture, and I didn't even need to read the story. When I saw this, it made me think of one and only one thing. And I'm going to give you guys just a couple seconds. I have to pee. I should give you a couple minutes, but we're almost done with the show. So rather than take a break, look at this car selection and what comes to mind. It's very clear. Clear as plain as day. What is that? Lamborghini Countach, Ferrari Testarossa, regular Corvette, original Viper convertible, 911, I'm assuming a Carrera, Honda NSX, Mazda RX-7, the last of the RX-7s, I believe, and then the Toyota Supra Turbo. The very first Need for Speed. Dave Blair gets it. Yes, this is the first Need for Speed. This is a game we all talk about all the time. But check this out. So, Assetto Corsa Need for Speed Tournament Class B mod V1.2. So, the modders duo, Alberto Daniel Russo and Jason Coates, after the success of the Class A package released last March, decided to make the historic Class B cars protagonists of the Electronic Arts video game for Assetto Corsa, naturally updating from them at the current. Anyway, I am at drivingitalia.net, and they do have a link here for the 1.2 mod download. And if you want to check that out, it's at Race Department is where you're going to find it. And yeah, a little nostalgic Need for Speed original. Daniel LaRusso, was that the name? Did I mess up the name? Daniel Russo, not LaRusso. Yeah, the Karate Kid. Get him a body bag. Driving Italia also talking about GT Sport Spec 2, now available. This is the one that has 25 different tracks, 280 cars. You buy it and you get 2.5 million bonus credits and some exclusive content to that version. I still haven't done much research to find out what's really going on there. I've mentioned it a few times on the show. Maybe one of you guys can fill us in. Yes, I beat that game too, but it was because it was so good that it kept me captivated to the very, very end. Check this out. So this is on Reddit. This is Handbrake showing off his DIY rig. Obviously, that being a Deathmobile. I am gearing up for a Deathmobile V2 upgraded version. So that's coming in the near future. Actually, my brother is going on a cruise next week, not this week. I believe he leaves Monday or Tuesday. I think Tuesday. In his absence, I am going to work on that right here on the floor in this room. Hopefully I don't scratch things too badly. I'll have to cut the wood outside and bring the pieces in, but I will be doing the build live on Twitch. Shaun Cole _ in the pit. I will be doing that Deathmobile V2 live, and I have no plans. I'm going to throw it together like a true Deathmobile. We got wood, we got hammers, we got nails. We're going to build a rig. So, except I think I'm going to equip mine with my my Simracing G seat. I think that's how I'll make mine. All right, this is just a profile rig. I applaud. I everybody who builds them gets a P1. That's awesome. I get it. Everyone who just buys some profile and builds their own, congratulations on saving some money and doing your own version. They both work. I mean, like I say about DIY. DIY is great for those who want to build. And you know what? If you just want something badass, sometimes you're better off just spending the money. And if you have it, do it. But this is a profile Deathmobile. Isn't that essentially what it is? It's a Deathmobile built out of aluminum extrusion tubing. Certainly be easier to make adjustments to this than a wood Deathmobile. But nice looking rig. He's got it equipped with the Xperience Accuforce wheel. Can't see what pedals are down there. Kind of hard there. And this comes to us from ClearKill46, also posted on Reddit. So beyond, one more time, couple things we want to talk about Fridays. And one more time, I want to thank Amir Assad for managing and carrying on the Simpit Ricmotech Endurance team. I want to thank Devin Booth, Joe Antonio, Chris Phillips, Grant Hendo Henderson, and Shaun Seabrand for impeccable drives. It was a pleasure to share the car with you guys. Beyond that, Fridays coming up. So this coming Friday, Billy Strange will be here. We will be doing our final Beyond the Sim. I'm not counting them dead. I'm not counting them out. we're putting it on a postponement. Billy, work has gotten in the way, and he's not going to have that free time. So unfortunately, we're going to have to stop doing Beyond the Sims temporarily. We might do an occasional show at a random time, try to give you as much warning, and we might come back with a new fixed time. We don't know. Until then, until we get a regular thing back with the Beyond the Sims, I will bring back the pit stop on Friday, but maybe we'll slow things down. Maybe we won't cover as many topics. Maybe we'll just open up to more discussion with you guys. We'll play it by ear, but we will have something going on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. And wish Billy luck in getting back to us as soon as possible. Beyond that, Friday nights. Friday nights has been our truck racing series for seasons and seasons. We are now going to do some road racing. We are going to switch to the Skip Barber. I'm going to pick 6 tracks that will be in our season that is going to start in 2 Fridays. Not this coming Friday, 2 Fridays from now. I will have an official series that you can join. I will give you that information on Wednesday, but you can put that in your calendars. It'll be 5:30 practice time, 6 o'clock race time will be the Skip Barber series. This coming Friday, we will do a practice race. Wednesday, I'll let you know the details on that. We will have a password for the Friday night practice race, but come the series, you will need to join the Simpit Skip Barber series starting up in 2 weeks. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are going to want to join us for that. Should be a lot of fun, and I will be streaming all of those races. Also, I mentioned Simracing Systems earlier. Be sure to get in and check out. I wish I had some graphics up. Sorry about that, Shaun. For the Simpit Pro Sim TNT SRS series, Thursday night racing, and definitely check that out on Simracing System as well. Friday, I'll try to get some information on what went on last week, as I missed everything being so taken over by the endurance race. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to thumbs up the show. Be sure to make a comment. Be sure to tell a friend so we can continue to grow. But most importantly, get out there and do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.